This new year has affected a lot of people. I think I'm not just standing for myself when I say that. This year hasn't been easy for a lot of people. That's for sure. I feel very confident in that. A lot of people gained happiness and a lot of people lost it. A lot of people learned lessons they didn't want to. And you could just say that's just life. Things go and they come. That's just the natural cycle. Something feels different, doesn't it? It doesn't feel the same. There was something different about this. Something that you didn't notice. Not for a while. Major changes can lead to major changes. That might sound like a dumb thing to say, but if something major happens in your life, then that major change that happened in your life, like you maybe even losing someone, or maybe a bread store closed down that you shop at, I don't know, a bakery or something. But the point is, small things like that can lead to other things. If a store closes down, you need to find a new store. If you lost someone that you used to talk to a lot, then who's going to take up that time? My point is, my point is that when things happen, it affects you as a person. And a lot of times we don't even realize it. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to be more careful about. Change is something that can be extremely noticeable or extremely unnoticeable. It could be in the middle, it could be at the end, it doesn't matter. Well, in some cases. But nonetheless, change is something that is very important, and even the smallest things can change aspects in our daily life. Getting a new keyboard can take getting used to, or maybe even changing your phone case. You might not find your phone the next time you try looking for it because you don't recognize it. Change is scary, regardless of what it is, because it takes getting used to. Change is something that we can't always control. So, should we be afraid of change? Should we try to stop it whenever it comes? I would say no. Change can be really hard. There's no doubt about that. But a lot of change could be for the better. Now, I'm not saying change is always for the better, but it can definitely be very good. If you lose someone in your life, that is obviously something very horrible that you'll never be able to regain. You'll never find someone exactly like that person. You'll never find someone that can replicate the emotions they gave you. Not the exact emotion, at least. They can't give you that same laugh or the same smile, the same feeling in your stomach. They can't do that. Only that person could. So why is that good? Because in a way, it's beautiful. To think that someone could give you that feeling that no one else could. Losing someone or something doesn't always have to be a bad thing. You can interpret it in good ways. That's very rough to think of. Because, I just lost my best friend. Oh, how could you say that? That's a good thing. And I will say that it's not. It's not a good thing that someone dies or someone leaves you or any of those things. Those are obviously very sad things. But they can lead to good changes. If you get hurt in your life, whether it's physically or mentally or any way like that, what happens? It hurts a lot at first, doesn't it? But it heals. Something that a lot of people don't realize around my age is that time does heal things. Now, that can be very hard to understand or even, like, accept. But it's true. Time will always come, and it will always go. There will always be time that we never get back. There will always be times that we'll never forget. That is just how life works. It's a guarantee that there'll be at the very least, be one moment in your life that you could never forget, whether it be good or bad. So we have to cherish that time, because you never know when something's going to change. You never know. You never know the last time that you're going to talk to your mom, or the last time that you're going to talk to your best friend, or the last time that you get your favorite sandwich at a store. There are a lot of things out of our control that we simply just, can't do anything about. It's just how it works. Now, you can always try finding something better. But like I said before, it's not the same. If your store that you go to all the time sells a certain sandwich, right? You can always find another sandwich that has the same exact ingredients. But will it be from the same brand? You don't know. I guess you could look into it, but the odds are is that it won't be. But maybe these ingredients you'll like. Maybe this change is good. Maybe it'll take getting used to. Just like every other change. But in the end, we can't control a lot of things. So I say that we should take control of what we can. We should take advantage of the time that we have. I think a lot of people my age don't understand what it's like to be mature. Now, that could be me being egotistical or, maybe narcissistic, but honestly, kids don't give respect to people nowadays. And that's really hard to see, because there are so many people in this world that have their own experiences, and they all have their own emotions and thoughts that are completely different from ours. You can never know exactly what someone is going through. You can't. You can have a similar experience, sure, but you can't feel exactly what they're feeling. At least that's what I think. I don't think that anyone can ever exactly feel your exact emotion. I don't think that's possible. I mean, obviously, two people can feel sad and, they can show each other empathy on that. But you'll never be able to feel that level of sadness for that specific thing in that specific person or that specific store or whatever. You'll never be able to feel that exact emotion from that exact reason. So you can't really understand someone all the way. And what a lot of kids do today is just, they're not respectful at all. The change of this generation compared to the last is honestly sad. There are so many new topics and things that are just so confusing. I mean, there are so many people creating new genders and all that, and I don't see the point in it. there's a lot of unnecessary change. And like I said before, we can't control a lot of this, if not all of it. But we can take advantage of it. We can share our minds. We can talk about the change that we're feeling. We can talk about how it affects us and how it's affecting others. And the change of this generation, although there are definitely good people and there are people who have more access to things that are good, there's way more access to bad things as well. And I feel like most people have been getting that more than anything. So it's really sad to see that, honestly, because we have all these opportunities to do good things in this generation. I mean, we have phones. We can look up anything. There's infinite knowledge on these things. I mean, come on. We can learn anything we want. We can see anything we want. And to an extent, that's scary. A lot of kids are given unlimited internet access, and I will forever think, and I know this is a fact, that having unlimited internet access is life-changing to a kid. That is not what I think. It's not an opinion, it's the truth. A person will never be the same with permanent internet access. That's for sure. Or unlimited, I mean. But yeah. The internet is something that is incredibly strong. It affects our everyday lives. And I mean every day. Sometimes an app that we like will go down. Maybe they're working on servers or something. Or we'll play a video game and there's an update that's taking a while, so now you don't have time to do anything. My point is that there's a lot of change in this world that we cannot control. And there's a lot of things that we don't like that are caused from this change. And we as people kind of have to change ourselves to understand and adapt to it. And that can be really rough. It can be really, really rough trying to change yourself. Especially when it's for the better. It's not easy trying to change yourself. It's actually really hard. But I would say that it is more easy to change yourself for the worse. And that's scary. Because I feel like there's so much change in this world for so many kids and so many people. And it's for the worse. A lot of people change themselves for the worse. It can be something as simple as dragging on a joke for a while. That's you changing your behavior to repeatedly say something. And it's not for the better. And it can feel like it's good, sure. But is it really? Personally, I believe the morality of our actions depends on how it affects other people. If you kill someone, right, then that could be a good thing. For example, fighting in a war, killing a bad person. That could be a good thing. I mean, it'll help people on your side, right? You're helping the people that you want to. But what about that person's family? Those people have families and they're fighting for their country too, right? So, in my opinion, killing is rarely ever justified. I mean, of course, there are some scenarios where you have no option but to do such a thing. But it's something that I believe is just mostly wrong. It's very open board, I guess you could say. It's very... It can change a lot. My point being is that change, you never know. It can never be exactly good or bad. Certain changes will affect people for the better and for the worse. Maybe a sandwich that you used to really like got replaced by another one. You know, maybe it's like a seasonal sale. You know, there's like a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks or something, but it replaced this other one that was a part of another season or something. You may not like that, but there's tons of other people that like that specific drink that you don't. So change is rough, especially when it's on you, you know? It's so scary thinking that you're not able to control change. You're not always going to be able to do what you want to do. You're not always going to be able to talk to the people that you want to talk to. And one day, those people could disappear forever. And you may never know it. You may never know when it's someone's last day on Earth. That's a scary change, right? It's scary to think that things like that can just happen any second. Major changes can happen at any moment. So, we should take advantage of the time that we have with whomever it may be. Whether it be with your family, your best friend, even someone at like a haircuttery that you met, that you just talked to. Even something as simple as that can mean so much. Because you never know. You never know when something's going to change. You never know. Not really. I guess when you directly change some things, then yeah, you'll know, but the outcome could always be different. I mean, let's say you change your phone case. I was talking about this before. You know, obviously you're controlling the fact that you're changing your phone case, but you can't change, or like, you can't change how it affects you, right? Like I said earlier, you could not recognize your phone because you just put on this new phone case. That can be a bad change. That can be scary, you know? I think regardless, change is always going to be scary, no matter what. Because change, well, it's change. And a lot of people think that they're ready for change when they're not. A lot of people are willing to take risks that they say are worth it, but they don't know the magnitude of how much can change from their actions. Change. It's scary. It's something that we can't always control. We can't always change our outcomes or choose them. So we have to take advantage of what we can control, over what we can change for the better. We have to take advantage of those things while we can. Because if we don't, we might regret it forever. I think that everyone on this planet has made at least one mistake that is just detrimental to them. Everyone has made a really bad mistake at once. Maybe they broke their phone, they cut off a person that they didn't want to. Everyone's done something like that. Everyone has experienced that. And everyone will. You never know when your phone may get hacked, or you may drop it into your toilet or something by accident. You never know when it's going to be your last day talking to your friend. Maybe it'll be weeks until you see each other again. Or maybe you'll never see them again. you can't always know. So you need to cherish every moment. Change doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be. But it's not always a good thing. And even if change is for the better, it's still always good to cherish the moments that you're having. How could that hurt you? How could it possibly hurt you to cherish every moment that you have? Can it hurt you? I don't know. Maybe it can. Maybe there are some scenarios where it can. But in my opinion, in the end, it's always better to cherish it. It's always better to cherish your last moment with that friend. It's always better to cherish that late night talk with them. It's always better to enjoy the moments that you have with people. Because you never know when they're going to die. You never know when they're going to leave. Because you can't control other people. You can't control them. It's something that you can't do. So, you need to cherish your moment. Every single moment. With whoever you care about. You need to do that. You never know. I know I've said that a lot. But really think about it. You quite literally can never know when something is going to happen. Anything and everything can happen. And you can't control that. That's scary. But you know what? We need to take advantage of what we have right now. And we need to cherish it. Sorry if I kind of, went around the same topics over and over again. I just really wanted to get my point through and clear it out that you should cherish every moment and change something that you can't always control. And it's not always good or bad. I just wanted to really get that through. But if you did watch this, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good night, and I hope that you have or had a good Christmas. Depends when I get this video out. But hey, hope you have a great time.